Welcome back to One Piece Theory. In this video, we are going to cover the most hyped character of One Piece, Dracule Mihawk. In this theory, I will be covering Mihawks Backstory. Before knowing the backstory, let's first check what we know about Mihawk. So, these are some points I have added. Number 1. How Mihawk got the title of Marine Hunter. If you read the One Piece manga, you will know that Mihawk holds the title of Marine Hunter, and at one time, he killed Marines just for fun. Next point, how Mihawk and Shanks became rivals. Point number 3, Mihawk's Black Blade Sword. Now, for the fourth point, Mihawk is the world's strongest swordsman. In point number 5, who is Mihawk's family, like his mom and dad? We will find the answers to all these questions in this theory video. I have gathered all this information, meaning I have created a theory, which we can call Mihawk's Backstory. I have read several theories and watched all the videos related to Mihawk, from which I have prepared this theory. So, let's find the answers to all the questions one by one. Let's talk about Mihawk's backstory. We have to go back in time. This story is from 22 to 25 years ago, when Mihawk's dream was to become the world's strongest swordsman. To become the world's strongest swordsman, he had to defeat a person who was at a god level in swordsmanship. At that time, there was only one character who was at a god level in swordsmanship, and his name was Gol D. Roger. As you all know, Roger was a swordsman, and Mihawk's dream was to defeat Roger so that he could be called the world's strongest swordsman. But before Mihawk could face Roger, Roger was executed. When Mihawk found out that Roger had been captured and killed by the Marines, he was completely shocked. After Roger's death, Mihawk realized that he would never be able to defeat the world's strongest swordsman because he was already dead. This thought triggered Mihawk so much that, at one point, he started killing Marines. Mihawk believed that the Marines were the reason behind Roger's death, so Mihawk starts killing Marines, and during this time, he may have killed several admirals, which is why he earned the title of Marine Hunter. Now, let's talk about the next point. How did Shanks and Mihawk become rivals? Continuing this story, Mihawk meets a character who was a crewmate of Roger, and this character is none other than Shanks. When Mihawk learns that Shanks was Roger's crewmate, Mihawk tells him about his dream of defeating Roger to be called the world's strongest swordsman. But upon hearing this, Shanks laughs at Mihawk's dream and says that Mihawk could never defeat their captain because Roger was on a whole different level. Moreover, Roger's rival was Whitebeard, who was the world's strongest man. So how could Mihawk defeat their captain? Shanks even says that Mihawk couldn't even defeat him. This deeply bothers Mihawk, and he challenges Shanks to a short battle. This is how the first confrontation between Mihawk and Shanks occurs. But the winner of this fight is unknown because Oda never told us. And this is how Shanks and Mihawk became rivals. They continued challenging each other over time. Now, let's talk about how Mihawk's sword converted into the Black Blade. I have an explanation for that too. Continuing this story, you know that in the world of One Piece, the more you fight strong Haki users, the stronger your own Haki becomes. We saw this in the Wano arc when Luffy was improving his Conqueror's Haki. We also know how strong Shanks' Haki is. He sent an admiral running with his Haki. When Mihawk fought Shanks, Mihawk was also improving his Haki. He was incorporating his Haki into his sword, which kept it black all the time. But at one point, Mihawk started using so much Haki with his sword, and we know how powerful Shanks' Conqueror's Haki is. So perhaps that's how Mihawk's sword became a black blade. A few years later, when Shanks lost one of his hands, Mihawk became very sad because Shanks was the one who forced him to use his full potential. Mihawk also knew that there was no one in the world of One Piece who could replace Shanks as his rival. Mihawk didn't consider Shanks as his rival after he lost his hand because Shanks couldn't use his full potential in swordsmanship anymore. Even if Mihawk defeated Shanks in swordsmanship, it wouldn't feel like a true victory because Shanks had lost a hand. Mihawk didn't see Shanks as his rival after that. We saw a similar situation in One Piece live action when Mihawk says he has no intention of fighting anymore because his opponent doesn't have the same strength anymore. Now, Mihawk travels across the world of One Piece looking for someone who can challenge him in swordsmanship, but no one comes close to Mihawk's level. After defeating almost all the swordsmen, Mihawk earned the title of the world's strongest swordsman. Now, moving to the next point, what is Mihawk's family background? There are many theories, and some suggest that characters like Ryuk and others might be Mihawk's parents. This theory is popular in the One Piece fandom because we can see a lot of similarities in their character designs, as you can see in this picture. But personally, I don't think so. I have an even better theory, and Oda has already hinted at it. If you have looked at some recent SBS Shonen Jump Shitsume no Oba sections, Oda revealed Zoro's family and also hinted at Mihawk's family. If you look carefully, one of the characters' names is Arashi, who is Zoro's dad. In Japanese, the meaning of Arashi is storm, and interestingly, Mihawk's first appearance was in chapter 49, and his title was Storm. This suggests that Mihawk may have a connection to Wano, and Mihawk could be related to Zoro. If you observe, there are certain characters whose hairstyles resemble Mihawk's. Maybe Mihawk's parents could be Zoro's grandfather and grandmother. I will make a full video about this later. So, that was Mihawk's overall backstory. Yes, I know there might be several plot holes in this theory because I'm not Oda, but this is just a fan theory. I've read several fan theories and included some of my own ideas to prepare this theory. What do you think about this theory? Do let me know in the comments. If you want more One Piece related theories, make sure to subscribe to this channel because you will find many such theories in the future. I'll see you guys in the next video with a new theory.